This message is for you, God says. Don't move, don't scroll, don't try to escape this moment, because in heaven your name was just spoken, and when God speaks your name in heaven, the entire universe stops to listen. You have 5 minutes left to respond, 5 minutes left before the gates that were ordered to open for you will either remain open or be sealed until another time. This is not ordinary, this is not coincidence, this is not something you should ever take lightly. God says, your life is about to change forever, but whether you step into the shift or let it pass depends on what you choose right now. Heaven is looking at you, angels are surrounding you, and your spirit is trembling because it knows something divine is in motion. God says, I am not speaking this for everyone, I am speaking this to you. I called your name above billions of names and I told heaven, this one belongs to me. Do you understand the weight of that? While others are sleeping, while others are doubting, while others are blind to the movement of the Spirit, your name was announced in heaven's courts. The angels bowed when your name was spoken, not because of you, but because of the power I am releasing over your destiny. Every demon that tried to destroy you screamed in terror the moment your name was declared. Every chain that has held you began to tremble. Every curse that was spoken over your bloodline began to crack open. God says, this is not just another day, this is the moment where everything changes. You feel the weight in your chest, you feel the urgency, you feel that this cannot be skipped. That's because the Spirit inside you knows. God says, don't play with this, don't treat this as another message to pass by. This is a holy interruption. Your life has been crying out, your tears at night have been collected, your battles have been witnessed, and now heaven has responded. I have spoken your name, and when I speak, nothing remains the same. God says, 5 minutes is all it takes for me to shift your entire existence. Do you think I need years to bless you? Do you think I need decades to restore you? No. In a single breath, I can erase the pain of years. In a single command, I can reverse what the enemy thought was final. In a single whisper, I can place you in rooms you never dreamed of standing in. God says, I am about to do what no man, no woman, no friend, no family member, no enemy could ever do. I am about to make your life a living testimony. And this is why you cannot skip this, you cannot doubt this, you cannot ignore this. God says, your enemies have been watching you, waiting for you to fail. They whispered behind your back, they laughed at your setbacks, they thought the storm would drown you. But what they didn't know was that I was watching too. What they didn't know was that I had set a time, an exact moment, when I would speak your name in heaven and cause a reversal so powerful that even your enemies will have to acknowledge my hand on you. This is that moment. 5 minutes left, child, before heaven seals this word into manifestation. Don't let this slip away. God says, listen to me closely. Every delay you suffered was not punishment, it was preparation. Every heartbreak you endured was not abandonment, it was alignment. Every time you felt overlooked, you were being hidden under my wings until the appointed time. And now, the appointed time has arrived. I have spoken your name in front of angels, in front of elders, in front of heaven's council, and I have declared that you will rise. I have declared that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I have declared that everything stolen from you must return multiplied. I have declared that the season of loss has ended, and the season of restoration has begun. God says, do not fear, do not doubt, do not waver. You are not reading this by mistake. Your spirit was pulled here because you needed to hear my voice. This is my voice, not man's, not chance, not coincidence. I am confirming to you that the breakthrough you cried for is now. I am confirming to you that the blessing that looked impossible is now. I am confirming to you that the shift you thought would never come is here. 5 minutes left before heaven locks this moment in. Don't turn away. God says, child, I saw you when you were breaking. I saw you when nobody cared. I saw you when your own family turned against you. I saw you when your friends abandoned you. I saw you when the world laughed at your pain. And I whispered, hold on, I am not done with you yet. And now, I have shouted your name in heaven. The wait is over. The promise is alive. The change is happening. God says, don't tell this to anyone, because they will not understand. They will mock, they will doubt, they will try to plant fear in you. This message is sealed between you and heaven. This is not for your neighbor, not for your friend, not for your enemy. This is for you. I am calling you higher. I am giving you authority. I am breaking the cycle that has held your bloodline. I am canceling the shame that has haunted your name. I am restoring what was stolen from your parents, your grandparents, and I am placing it in your hands. God says, don't you see? The struggle was never about you, it was about what you carry. The enemy tried so hard to destroy you because he knew once your name was spoken in heaven, everything connected to you would be blessed. Your children, your future, your purpose, your destiny, it all shifts the moment heaven calls your name. And heaven just did. God says, I am not playing with you. This is urgent. This is holy. This is final. I am commanding the winds to blow in your favor. I am commanding doors that have been locked for generations to swing open. I am commanding resources, connections, opportunities, and miracles to chase you down. I am commanding healing to enter your body, peace to enter your mind, strength to enter your spirit. You are being lifted, you are being chosen, you are being crowned. God says, this is the last warning for you not to miss your moment. 5 minutes left. Will you believe? Will you receive? Will you trust? Because the second you do, the heavens release the floodgates. The second you agree, the angels move into position. The second you open your heart, the miracle rushes in. God says, I spoke your name in heaven. And when I speak, no power on earth, no curse, no lie, no witchcraft, no enemy can silence it. Your life will never be the same again. This is your confirmation. This is your urgent call. This is your eternal shift. God says, I am not finished speaking, don't turn away, don't scroll quickly, because every word is alive, every word is a seed, and if you let it sink deep into your spirit, you will never be the same again. I told heaven your name, and when I did, light surrounded it. Angels took their positions around you like a mighty army, and chains began snapping in the spirit realm. God says, some of the pain you have carried was never yours, it was inherited, passed down, generational, carried by those before you. But today, when I spoke your name, I said, the chain ends here. It cannot travel further. It stops with you. You are the one I chose to break what broke others. You are the one I chose to carry the blessing that was denied to others. God says, your life has been a battlefield because of the weight of what you carry. The storms weren't random. The betrayals weren't coincidence. The nights of loneliness weren't accidental. It was all because the enemy could see the crown waiting for you in the spirit. He wanted to exhaust you before you got here. He wanted you to quit before you arrived. But you didn't. You crawled when you couldn't walk, you whispered prayers when you couldn't speak, you held on by a single thread when everything told you to let go. And God says, because you didn't give up, I have now spoken your name in heaven, and the atmosphere of your entire existence is shifting. God says, I saw the people who hurt you and laughed. I saw the ones who pretended to love you but betrayed you. I saw the ones who used your kindness and then discarded you like nothing. I saw them. And now, when I spoke your name in heaven, I also released judgment. They will watch you rise. They will see the same one they mocked become the one I elevate. They will know that I, the Lord your God, have chosen you, and nothing they did could stop my hand. God says, don't take this moment lightly. Your spirit feels the shaking because heaven has literally shifted in your favor. Angels have already been released. Doors you thought were locked forever are unlocking in this very hour. God says, do not think small, do not expect little. The blessing coming is greater than your imagination. The miracle is wider than your expectation. The glory that is about to rest on you will silence every critic. God says, when I spoke your name, I also commanded time to obey me. What you thought you lost years ago, what you thought was wasted, what you thought was gone forever, I am restoring it. Your lost opportunities are returning. Your stolen joy is returning. Your broken identity is being rebuilt. Your scattered pieces are being gathered. The years you thought the enemy stole are being repaid. I do not owe debts, but I restore abundantly. That is why your blessing will not look ordinary, it will look impossible, because I am the God who makes impossible things happen in minutes. God says, 5 minutes was all it took for me to rewrite your story. And now, as these words reach you, the process has already begun. The reason your heart is pounding, the reason your skin feels the urgency, is because your spirit knows this is not human, it is me, the eternal God, confirming what I have already written about you. God says, don't run back to the ones who hurt you after this. Don't try to explain this to people who can't understand. Don't let their doubt destroy your faith. Protect this word, because this word is your lifeline. This is the seed that will bloom into your new season. Hold it close, guard it with your life, and believe with every part of you that I, the Lord, am faithful to finish what I have started. God says, you have 5 minutes left to decide if you believe me or not. The angels are waiting. Heaven is listening. Your destiny is trembling on the edge of manifestation. If you say yes, if you trust, if you open your heart, everything changes from this moment forward. I have spoken your name, and nothing in existence can undo what I have declared. God says, I am still speaking, do not let your mind wander, do not let your attention drift, because the enemy is desperate to make you miss this. Every distraction right now is not accidental, it is an attempt to pull you away from what heaven is delivering. God says, focus, because your spirit is being marked. When I spoke your name in heaven, a light descended over you that no darkness can cover. That is why lately you have felt unusual pressure, unusual heaviness, unusual resistance, because darkness senses what is being released to you. But God says, the darkness cannot stop it. The announcement has already been made, the scroll has already been unsealed, and your name has been declared before my throne. God says, I saw you when you almost gave up. I saw you lying in bed, whispering, why me? I saw you when you cried silently so no one would hear. I saw when your spirit broke under the weight of battles too heavy for you to carry. And yet you are still here. Do you think that was your strength? No, child. That was me. I held you together when everything around you wanted you to fall apart. I kept your mind when the attacks tried to make you lose yourself. I shielded your heart when betrayal pierced you. I sustained you when people walked away and left you empty. And now, I am rewarding your survival with revival. God says, you are about to see sudden changes. Do not be afraid when the shift feels violent. Some doors will close sharply, some people will exit suddenly, some chapters will end without warning. Do not mourn these things. They are not losses, they are clearances. I am removing everything that cannot walk with you into your new season. Some of what you are holding on to is poison, and I love you too much to let it travel with you. God says, trust me when things disappear. Trust me when people leave. Trust me when the familiar ends. For what is ahead is far greater than what you think you lost. God says, every tear you cried was a seed. You thought it was wasted water falling to the ground, but in heaven, every tear was collected and planted. And now, the harvest is ready. Joy is about to spring where sorrow buried you. Blessings are about to grow where betrayal tried to kill you. Love is about to surround you where loneliness suffocated you. I am the Lord who restores, and you are about to taste restoration so deep that you will forget the years of famine. God says, don't ignore the timing. This is urgent. I gave you 5 minutes because this is the divine countdown. Heaven has already prepared the release, but it is waiting on your agreement. Your yes, your belief, your faith is the key that unlocks what is waiting. You cannot stand in doubt right now, because doubt closes doors. Faith flings them wide open. God says, you have carried doubt too long. You have listened to the lies too often. But now is the time to silence the enemy and believe me fully. God says, I am marking your family because of you. Generations after you will live in blessings because you survived the curses. Your children will know peace because you fought wars they never had to fight. Your bloodline will carry favor because you chose faith instead of fear. I am rewriting your story and their story at the same time. That is why the weight was so heavy. It was never just about you, it was about everyone connected to you. God says, when I spoke your name, I sent angels of war to scatter your enemies. The battles that used to drain you will suddenly vanish. The struggles that used to terrify you will suddenly dissolve. The patterns that used to repeat in your life will suddenly break. Watch how quickly I move. Watch how suddenly the shift happens. What used to take you years to achieve will happen in days. What used to exhaust you will come with ease. That is what happens when heaven calls your name. God says, don't miss this moment. Don't shrug this off as another message. This is not another word. This is the word that seals your season. Your 5 minutes are almost done, and I am asking, will you step into this or will you let fear rob you? Child, I love you too much to let you stay where you are. I love you too much to let you drown in sorrow. That is why I spoke your name. That is why I am shouting this message. That is why I am calling you to listen now. God says, listen carefully, because I am still speaking directly into your spirit. Do not let your heart harden, do not let your ears close, because every sentence carries fire, every word carries life, and every line is shaping your destiny. I told heaven your name, and when I did, I sealed a decree that cannot be broken. This decree is not written with ink, but with my glory. It is unshakable, unstoppable, unchangeable. That is why you are trembling inside. Your soul knows something has shifted permanently. God says, I am not asking you to understand everything, I am asking you to trust me. The reason so many things in your past confused you is because they were never meant for explanation, they were meant for preparation. If you understood every pain, you might cling to it. If you understood every betrayal, you might stay in bitterness. If you understood every delay, you might idolize the process instead of the promise. So I hid the reasons, but now I am revealing the results. Every unanswered question, every sleepless night, every lonely hour has converged into this moment. I spoke your name, and your destiny is unfolding like a book being opened. God says, I need you to see how intentional this is. Nothing in your life was wasted. The rejection was positioning. The heartbreak was redirection. The failure was correction. The silence was protection. You thought you were buried, but you were being planted. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being prepared. You thought you were ignored, but I was training you in secret. And now, child, you are about to sprout where you were buried, shine where you were hidden, and be honored where you were shamed. God says, some people will not recognize you after this. They will see your face but not understand your favor. They will hear your voice but not comprehend your authority. They will remember your struggles but will not be able to explain your success. Do not waste your time explaining to them. Let me be your explanation. Let my blessings be your testimony. Let my presence be your evidence. I am about to raise you so visibly that no lie will be able to cover it. God says, I am also shifting your inner world. Your mind that has battled fear, anxiety, and torment will suddenly find peace that cannot be shaken. Your heart that has carried wounds too deep to show others will suddenly find healing that no human hand could give. Your soul that has been restless will suddenly settle in the assurance of my love. You will sleep differently, think differently, breathe differently, because I am remaking you from the inside out. God says, do not fear the size of the blessing. I am about to release things that look too big for you. You will wonder, am I worthy of this? You will question, can I handle this? But I say, yes, you can, because I have equipped you in silence. You thought you were just surviving, but I was building your capacity. You thought you were weak, but I was strengthening your foundation. That is why the blessing seems too big. It is not too big, it is perfectly sized for the new version of you I have built in secret. God says, 5 minutes in heaven has already unlocked a lifetime of change for you on earth. And now, as you stand in this moment, I am asking you not to shrink back. Don't run to the familiar. Don't sabotage yourself with doubt. Don't look back to Egypt when Canaan is before you. Child, you are crossing over. You are stepping into the land of promise. You are walking into the season that has your name written on it. God says, I am giving you new authority. When you speak, things will shift. When you pray, walls will fall. When you declare, heaven will respond. This is why the enemy fought your voice so hard. He tried to silence you, tried to convince you that nobody listens, tried to bury you in shame. But now your voice carries heaven's echo. When you speak, angels will move, demons will flee, and blessings will manifest. Do not underestimate the power in your tongue. I have anointed it. God says, I am rewriting the atmosphere around you. Where there was heaviness, there will be freedom. Where there was confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was poverty, there will be overflow. Where there was loneliness, there will be divine companionship. Where there was pain, there will be joy. Everything is shifting, everything is changing, everything is aligning. This is the evidence that your name was spoken in heaven. God says, the countdown is still moving, and I do not want you to miss this. Every second is precious. Every moment matters. You are standing in a divine window, a portal of favor, a gate of miracles. Once it closes, the season changes. That is why I am pressing this so strongly. Receive it now, believe it now, step into it now. Because when you do, nothing will ever look the same again. God says, I am still here speaking, I am still pouring, I am still releasing what was hidden from you. Do not scroll quickly, do not treat this lightly, because these are not ordinary words. These are eternal decrees sealed in fire. When I spoke your name in heaven, I did not just speak of who you are now, I spoke of who you are becoming. I declared the version of you that the world has not yet seen, the version of you that is unstoppable, unbreakable, untouchable by the enemy. That version is already alive in my plan, and now it is about to manifest in your reality. God says, you thought your life was random, you thought your suffering had no purpose, you thought your setbacks were just bad luck. But I tell you today, everything was written. Every path, every tear, every wound, every delay, it was written to prepare you for this hour. You were never forgotten, you were never overlooked, you were never abandoned. Even when it felt like you were surrounded by silence, you were surrounded by angels. Even when you thought I was far, I was closer than your own breath. God says, child, you need to know the enemy has been afraid of you since the day you were born. He saw the mark of heaven on you even when you didn't. That is why attacks came early, that is why rejection came suddenly, that is why battles came endlessly. It wasn't because you were cursed, it was because you were chosen. The enemy hoped if he crushed you soon enough, you would never step into what I designed for you. But he failed. And now, because you endured, because you didn't surrender, because you held on to even a thread of faith, I have called your name before heaven, and your rising cannot be dropped. God says, I am removing the masks around you. People who pretended to love you but carried secret envy will be exposed. People who smiled at you but spoke curses in secret will be uncovered. People who claimed to help you but worked against you will fall away. Do not be surprised when they leave. Do not grieve when they exit. Their season is over. I am protecting your next level by cleaning your circle. Trust me with every removal, because every subtraction makes space for divine addition. God says, I am also surrounding you with new connections. Kingdom people, destiny helpers, carriers of light are about to appear in your path. These are not people who will drain you, these are people who will lift you. These are not people who will use you, these are people who will pour into you. These are not people who will compete with you, these are people who will complete assignments with you. I am aligning you with the right hands, the right voices, the right hearts. And when you meet them, you will know, they are from me. God says, do not underestimate the acceleration that is coming. What took others 10 years will take you months. What others had to strive endlessly for will flow to you effortlessly. This is not because you are better, but because you are favored. Favor breaks the laws of time. Favor bends rules in your direction. Favor lifts you where hard work alone could never carry you. And I have placed my favor on you because I spoke your name. God says, I have also commanded healing over your life. Not only physical healing, though I am touching your body where pain has lived, but also emotional healing, healing of wounds so old you forgot they were there, healing of scars you learned to live with. I am wiping away memories that chained you, I am removing fears that controlled you, I am restoring joy you thought you would never feel again. Child, when I heal completely. You will not walk into your new season limping, you will walk in whole. God says, your finances are also under my command. The spirit of lack, the constant cycle of just enough, is breaking. I am commanding resources to locate you. I am commanding opportunities to chase you. I am commanding abundance to overtake you. Not so you can boast, but so you can bless. I am turning your story from struggling to overflowing, because the kingdom needs what you carry, and I will not let lack silence your assignment. God says, time is short, the countdown continues, but do not fear, it is not a countdown to loss, it is a countdown to glory. 5 minutes in heaven has already rewritten the next 50 years of your life. That is why I am calling you urgently, believe me, trust me, hold on to this word. For the moment you receive it fully, your entire atmosphere aligns with it. God says, I have not forgotten a single detail of your life. The prayers you whispered and then forgot, I remembered. The dreams you buried because they hurt too much to hope for, I remembered. The promises you thought expired, I remembered. And now, child, I am reviving them. This is not the end of your story, this is the chapter where I show the world why you survived every storm.